Hello, and welcome to Color Commentary. I'm TJ, and I will be talking about Hawkeye, Episode 3. This show is picking up speed, and it is looking good. I am enjoying every bit of it. The cinematography, the acting, the writing, the directing. This show is good. This is a very good show. It's sleek, it's got action, it's got everything. And a little drama. It's good. And now for spoilers. Hawkeye, episode 3. Well, this episode started off telling us a little bit more about who we last saw in the last episode's ending, Maya, aka Echo, and showing us her as a child and her, that she could, kind of read lips a little bit when she was a kid, but she was pretty smart. She was able to do her workbook at school and had the right answers, which was good. Showed that she was intelligent. Then they moved on to show that she was also, her father, how close they was with each other and whatnot. Then they showed how she was taking martial arts classes. Then they gave you a little hint of Uncle Kingpin, maybe. Oh yeah, seeing the arms, seeing that slick sleeve of that suit. So I'm like, okay, he coming. Kingpin is coming. But they didn't show him this episode, so they did mention Uncle a couple of times, but they didn't show him. Then from there we move on to she's an adult basically, and she's doing kickboxing and mixed martial arts and kicking ass with her one leg. She got a metal prosthetic, and ain't nothing stopping her. She reading lips, she do sign language, and she kicking ass. But then her father gets killed by Roman. He took out the gang, and apparently her father worked for Uncle, aka we gonna say it's Kingpin, even though they didn't say it's Kingpin. It's Kingpin. Yeah. So of course, when Ronan was taking out gangs and top head gang members, during that 5-year time, blip. Yeah. So killed her father. So she obsessed with killing Ronan now. That's her thing. So yeah, Clint manages to escape out of the thing that they was holding him in, and because now we're back in present day, and yeah, a fight ensues between Clint and Maya, and yeah, it didn't go so well. He was getting away though, and he had me cracking up when he dived into the balls like it was a pool. I'm like, this dude is crazy. This is hilarious. She smashed his hearing aid, told him he'd be better off without it because he is partially deaf. She full deaf, so she don't need none of that, crutches as she called it. Then he helped old girl get out, and then together they started escaping. They stole a car. They got chased. We've seen some of that in the promotional material where they shooting the arrows out of the car, and one of them was a trick arrow that explodes. But he has some other ones too. He had one that had like slime goo or whatever that she was supposed to shoot at the tires to take out the car. She shot at the windshield. It was a mess. Oh my god. Then they had what other arrow she had? Oh, some kind of net arrow, and they went through the Christmas tree lot that snatched all the trees onto the truck. It was hilarious. That shit was funny. All the different trick arrows was hilarious. She shot the suction cup arrow at the windshield. She didn't know what it was for, but he ended up getting it back later when when he had her shoot an arrow up in the sky that was going to come down on the truck. And then he shot another arrow that had some kind of glowiness on the end of it. And when it hit that arrow, it made that arrow giant, like it was Pimtech. I'm like, whoa, and then it smashed the car. Oh my God. That shit was so funny. I loved it. And then they used the suction cup arrow to actually swing and get away under the bridge with the train. I'm like, she like, I finally see what the suction cup arrow is for. I'm like, oh my God. Then his son called him because he was bored, and it was sad because his son wanted him home for Christmas, and he promised that he gonna be there. And so anyway, they decided to make a plan to sneak into her mother's penthouse to find out some more information about the tracksuit mafia and what's going on with Jack, the dude that her mother is married. So, yeah, they do that, and while they're there, Clint hears somebody come in, and then the episode ends with a sword at his neck and somebody telling him not to move. So of course then they show it. It's clearly in the shadows that it's Jack. So I wonder, is they gonna know each other? Is it, because he never seen who she was talking about all this time that was marrying her mama. So he never knew who she was talking about. She just kept saying Jack. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where that goes and to see what repercussions Echo is gonna have to face from making a big stink all through the city trying to catch them when she should have been focusing on keeping the business quiet because of course she's doing some underhanded gang shit, but that's what her father was doing. So she tried to live in her father's footsteps. This is good. They had good character development. Clint and Kate, and yeah, Clint and Kate got a little closer, saying, did a little bonding, and we got to learn something about Maya. So that was good. I mean, especially since she's getting her own show, I guess all that was important to know. Yeah, this show is picking up speed. I can't wait to see where they're going to go from here. And I'm loving it. I'm loving every bit of it. See you guys next week for episode 4.